And we're joined now by Stephen Tapajna from Cannametric. Thanks for joining us, Stephen.
Thank you for having me.
Cannametric measurement. Tell us what exactly Cannametric is. It sounds like you're measuring cannabis, is that correct?
Exactly, that's what we're trying to do. Everywhere to the moment, all opinions about strains are just written. There's no actual scientific data behind each individual using different products. So it could be in the CBD end, it could be in the THC end. And every body, every individual reacts differently to every form of strain. So what we're trying to do is we're using scientifically driven AI-based research through a simple algorithm and a graphical program we have in the app. It gauges 5 different state reactions to each strain that you're intaking through whatever vehicle. It could be creams for CBDs, it could be eventually drinks, it could be smoking it, but every individual does react differently because there's over 400 different cannabinoids in each strain.
Wow.
Those cannabinoids react very differently with everyone's individual body chemistry. So what we're trying to do is we're actually trying to give true meta quantifiable data. There's nobody out there that's able to do this, and we have a genome scientist who's helped write this program. So, and we have, we're working with the Canadian government to try and understand the needs of different research groups, and we're working right now in Vancouver to try and help some of the groups out in East Hastings. So we're trying to get real data because there is no real data out there. And you know, this is a burgeoning field, everyone wants to know, but the key to all of this is you, as any individual, any consumer, needs to know, right? You want to know what's in what you're taking in, in whatever fashion. This, because all 800 different products and strains in Canada are registered for legal sales, that will be easily followed through in the app. So from the user to the retailer to the LPs that are growing, this data is going to educate people, inform the retailer on their sales, and it's going to kind of advance the producer's way of seeing how the users are experiencing. If something isn't working, you know, or they're having negative experiences, more or less, that's it in a nutshell.
How did you, how long have you been doing this, and how did you guys get started?
Eric and Gina have probably been working at this for over 3 years. They run a separate business that actually does measure scientifically what is going on in each strain.
Okay.
So they have that knowledge base already. That's where I'm getting the experience, which I had to learn through Eric, about how many cannabinoids are in there. So we understand this is qualifiable. And what they did is they've created a relatively simple user face that allows any individual to understand their experience. And then they'll be able to go back and find similar signatures for different products. That's the other benefit too. And that would then connect them with retailers all over Canada for now and North America in general that would match their similar signature. And then that way they can start creating, you know, accessing what works for them, as opposed to having negative experiences, which I think the majority of people had before it was legal. No one ever understood what they were encountering when they got it, however they got it, and they had no idea what they were dealing with. I think, like alcohol, when you go to the store, you understand the alcohol level and everything about where it came from. Why shouldn't you know the same about your strains?
What's the future hold for Cannametrics?
We'd love it if the more information we can gather, the more we all can gather knowledge on how the different strains affect us. We kind of think of it almost like a big research project.
Yeah.
There is information for every aspect of the business for us on the business end, but really there is no quantifiable data out there on how people react to this stuff to try and give the growers, the retailers, and the users something. So we want this to be branched out so we can learn but also educate everyone along the way. So we'd love it if everyone could have it. It's a free app. It will be a free app, and every other stage of it is something for the retailer and the growers to engage.
Thank you so much for joining us, Stephen.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it.
Cheers.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Cheers.
Yeah.